for the sake of conversation, we'll just say terrific. They're going to be going up against C9 and friends, by the way, because I don't know if you've looked at the Cloud9 Twitter, but they don't reference the team as Cloud9. They reference them as C9 and friends. So, you know, because in case you don't know, this is not a complete roster. The only two officially signed members of Cloud9 are going to be Relyks and Tenz.
Yeah.
That's it. And they've been circulating players left and right. I think they may have settled on Vice. He clearly has been a great cipher for this team. And we're actually going to start things off with him.
Yeah, that we will. I like to call him Tenz and friends because that's what it feels like in some cases with the way that he plays. But on the other side, together we're terrific. So many good players. Kaboose showed off yesterday. It's going to be an approach over towards A main. For C9, Kaboose has already worked his way into wine. This is a nice crossfire, but with 4 players pushing into it, who knows how this will play out. Shinobi's going to owl drone. He's going to be disabled for this fight.
Look at Kaboose. He's on the flank. He's going to wait for a few of them to go in. He's got to get these kills, though. Gets the spike as well. So now he's going to be able to delay this out. And Vice, he does manage to get the headshot. Maybe that's going to buy them enough time. They have to regain the spike, get back onto site, which they are going to be there. But, man, that actually could have been a lot worse. So they're lucky to only lost 1 player out of that transaction.
A pistol round setup, interesting for sure. Mitch has gotten all the way up towards Catwalk as well, which is going to be a really nice position for him to flank as they make this approach through the door. Finesse is there on the other side, and they get knocked out. Dark cover going out. Tenz is just going to push him right through the door and maybe get a third. No, mummAy finally takes him out, but not before Vice is peeking out from Dark. And we'll finish off the round for C9 to take the first pistol round of this series.
Kaboose could have played spoiler there. Didn't happen, but that was a heads-up play by him. And really just of Cloud9 to get their bearings together. Of course, Tenz. We're going to say his name a million times because he is that guy that is just a clutch master for this team. Already sitting at 3 kills right out of the gate here. Anti-eco. Don't expect too much now for round 2 out of Terrific, but you never know. Stranger things have certainly happened here. We're going to get a little bit more of a spread for the attack. Mid-control, Relyks, though, right before the dark cover settles. And then Tenz got the call that he believed one was there, and he went for the shot and nailed it.
And he's still looking for more. FNS was by himself in tree. 5 versus 2 on the anti-eco. This should be pretty easy. They had the information that B-Main was clear, but that's where Akis and mummAy are. Vice is still looking at it, though, and 1 more player down. Going to be very difficult. They might even make it a flawless. Yes! Tenz with another 3K around the corner to take out Akis. And a flawless anti-eco. You know? It is.
This is just another day for... He's so good. It's ridiculous. And I know that... I mean, I've certainly given Cloud9 a fair amount of flack. And I think some of it has been deserved because sometimes you're kind of just like scratching your head on some of the decisions that they're making as far as like players that they're bringing in or just lack of consistency in the roster. But the one thing I will always credit them on in the organization was locking down Tenz early on. This guy he's a prodigy. He's legit a prodigy.
So good since the beginning of this game. Back in the beta, the first Valorant slash Radiant player, exactly. And then now he seems to be on another level even as we move into this organized play for him. At first it was like this is a puggy team, but now they're really taking down these teams that have prepared as well, and by surprise tries even to get some information on sites. I think there we go, Cloudburst in the dash through. He's gonna put him out of position. Calypso though is there in tree and he's right after the door. It will take out both the players, but it was actually another play up towards mid. They're going through the door. Akis is here though. Misses the first shot. Relyks will also take him out. So they've locked this site wide open. B is going to be the spike plants, and we have 4 players have to break their way in.
Now credit to Calypso for keeping that angle and holding it, because I think that it could have easily have fallen apart quickly there, given how Tenz was playing behind the generator like that. Now The approach to the retake is going to happen. You have 3 members of Cloud9 stacked in the back of the base here. Big round here for C9 if they win this. Going to continue to put the economy in a tattered state, but FINESSEE going to look to try and even the odds here. There goes Calypso. Relyks looking for another, but it's Calypso who manages to get 4 kills for that round. And they will be able to defuse, and they will get the win. That was big, and that is also going to hurt the economy there for Cloud9.
And it will. They got the spike down. They're looking good for the next round. Calypso coming up huge
to win this round.
I was just gonna start taking a look. Basically, we've got a double smoke setup with no Sage on Together We're Terrific, which has been the kind of meta on this map for a lot of different teams. I'm surprised not to see Cloud9 running it regardless. And their duelist of choice is actually Reyna on Kaboose, who so far hasn't really worked out, but it's only 3 rounds in. 4th round is about to be underway. He can start fragging, and we saw it yesterday that he was doing every single time.
Every kill that comes through for Cloud9 is really going to ache. Or I should say every kill that comes through for Together We're Terrific against Cloud9. mummAy's been playing this hard angle over here on B consistently. Tenz now just going to use the Blade Storm. He knows someone's going to be there. That's why he's shooting over at that Radianite box.
It's actually
so with the hold. I like that play. I like the way that they're just stalling them here, and you know they can't freely go into the site, especially with the way things went last round.
That updraft is the second time he's tried to do that. You can probably peek somebody who has standing height, but Terrific is knowing that he's crouching down in sight, so that Tenz is not going to peek his head off. Another push for those 2 into the A site. Spike is coming this time. We also have a lurk up on the catwalk, so an A split is possible. Shinobi's going to back off. Relyks with the entry on the tree. Calypso now has to win this so that he can help the Cypher. Jets inside. Yes, FINESSEE is going to get the first one. Can Calypso find anything else? He has the orbital strike. No, he falls. And now with 2 versus 3, unfortunately, for Terrific.
As that door was closing down, he just needed to see what his angle was going to be. Akis is going to be on top. Does get called out, though. Ooh. Oh, nice shot from Akis there. Mitch thought he can get a little cheeky with the wall. Didn't really play out the way he wanted to. And the last player, Vice, or excuse me, actually one more, Shinobi. I apologize. He's coming around the flank here. It's all up to Shinobi, but mummAy will end him with an op. That was a very important round there that Cloud9 needed. They were spending a lot of cash, but they did not get it.
It was wonderful stuff. A kiss on the forehead of the player up on the wall. That was wonderful.
The ponytail, man. I'm telling you, I was talking about it yesterday. That ponytail, dude. Sage needs a haircut. Buzz cut. Buzz cut Sage. Solve a lot of problems.
Bald Sage in one of the next updates. Regardless, Terrific starting to turn things around, and here's the first round of Tenz and the judge. He's been favoring this A side, and they are playing close angles this time. Kaboose, they might look to do the same setup they did on pistol round, but no, they won't lurk out this time, as there's people there. Gotta be careful, though. Tenz can be so dangerous with that, even though the rest of his team doesn't have much, but it's a Reyna Lear through. Whoa. And the dash forward will not combine. Tenz is a little bit too late for his teammates.
That is the limitation of the judge. It was an eco round. Oh, that was a fat paranoia there. I love that. But that is the limitation of the judge, right? Without a doubt, like it's a good idea, but when you also don't have the guns to be able to support, makes life really challenging. And FINESSEE is going to get shot from behind there. Relyks TP'd right behind him. It's going to bring this one to a 2-2, and they know that the site is going to be open on the opposite end. It's B. Relyks does get this one down. Can he clutch it up? The only other member of C9 on this team to be signed.
He has been opening it up for them time after time. That's one of the reasons why they have the first 2 rounds. Now on basically an eco round. They did buy a little bit of shield, the judge, and whatnot. But that trade is so good. He gets the weapon and then teleports all the way to B. Now backs up all the way into the dark corner. Akis in a 1 versus 1 dark cover also coming down. This is going to be difficult. Omen versus Omen.
Doesn't hit the paranoia there. Relyks is looking around for it. He's making a lot of noise. Time is going to be ticking. Relyks just needs to play this angle out. He's thinking that he can come through the dark cover on the left side, but now that he's got the sound cue, he knows he's going to be relatively safe, and Relyks is going to clutch it out, lock themselves 4 kills there, and will be able to stay alive despite the explosion coming, and yes, gets out of there. Squeaky bum time.
What happened? That was such a good start for Terrific on the anti-eco. They got the first 3 kills basically without losing anybody on that A main approach.
It was Relyks teleport. It was a Relyks teleport.
Yeah, they held the position. They started trading. And then eventually they had the weapons to be able to actually contend in that round. They win on a thrifty.
Relyks was slowed on the orb, and then he TP'd, and probably one of the most obvious TPs you could possibly imagine. But he managed to successfully get there, and then it's for that reason that he was able to get that kill. That kind of, you know, along with the dark cover, they played around this really well, and also just a kudos to his teammate too. I don't remember who it was that actually just stayed in the back and waited for them to, rather than trying to flank out, just stayed and just got the intel right. But also that kill at the button right where mummAy is right now, that was another really big one. And now mummAy's actually going to be in a world of hurt, needing to go back to site. He's going to be by himself too back here. And there goes Tenz flying in like a bat out of hell, gets a headshot. My word, he is flying right now. 3 kills for Tenz. And Relyks is going to be on cleanup duty. There's one more player left alive. He only has a pistol remaining. Relyks sees exactly where he's going to be. It's a sheriff. But Tenz, he wants to get 4. He's feeling 4, but Relyks is going to take it away from him.
Oh, no. Tenz starting to feel himself, and Relyks as well. This is getting scary and getting even more scrappy. This is what I was basically saying. For both of these matches that we're going to watch today leading into the grand finals, it's going to be scrappy back and forth. Not really, you know, as organized as you might see TSM sometimes playing and some of the other guys. But this is the new right now, at least for this week of Valorant. It seems like it changes day after day who is playing well. But C9 is on another level going into this, and Terrific right now needs to figure out how to stop him. Calypso and Kaboose need to start working something. We do have double op.
So now they're going to all stack up over on B side here. Finesse needing to drop back again, finding himself in familiar territory. Akis hits a real big paranoia. Might be able to get this kill here. Orbital Strike's going to come down, and all the way in the back of the site is going to be mummAy with the Hunter's Fury. Calypso gets a headshot to boot. Mitch trying to keep this one competitive, though. Finesse all the way back in the site. mummAy watching. I think he may have seen the ponytail there, but it ain't going to matter. Mitch gets the kill. One more inside of the red room here, right in the market. It's going to be Akis, but Relyks gets the better of him. And even though it was starting to look good there for Together We Are Terrific, C9 keep it together, and it's your boy Mitch coming out huge with 4 kills. It's like every round for Cloud9 has just been one player that's been popping off.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, look at it at the top of the scoreboard. It's either Relyks or Tenz, but Mitch also combined for a couple. Shinobi 0 kills, and they're still dominating in fashions every round pretty much. I think on the other side, though, I'm seeing a lot of missed shots. We saw Akis, for example, on the entry there, missing on the first one. Even though there was an orbital strike through, that gave room for Tenz to push into the site with his tailwind and get some space. And then Relyks is just winning every engagement he's taken, it feels like.
And that win has put Terrific down into a spiral here financially. They're going to need to just save this up. Tenz, this dark cover, the drone needs to come out faster if they are going to play the drone. Okay, I was a little concerned, but they were there for the trade. And you know what? I don't even know why I'm worried. It's Tenz. Tenz just does things like that, and it works out every time. Finesse on the site. He's shaking in his boots, but maybe not shaking enough there. It does manage to get the kill on Shinobi. Tenz there for the trade. Shinobi did his job. And then Mitch in the backfield, not a care in the world. That op lands right at the chest of mummAy, and that is 6-2, Cloud9 now.
They tried something. They tried to push on to B, but Mitch was holding. Tenz is just going to take no matter what. Any engagement that he can take up catwalk, and he'll make it work. Basically entering all of A by himself. No utility needed. Obviously, anti-eco. Now we got the double op set up back into play, but it didn't work out last time for Terrific. mummAy wasn't fast enough. Finally got a couple kills when he came and rotated through B, but gotta find more and gotta at least get the room. There we go. mummAy onto Tenz, who tried to take a op duel with him. Kaboose on the back line and Wine as well. They've shut down the A main approach, which they've done before and end up losing the round anyways. It's gonna be 3 players up to Cat. So if they don't reposition, Kaboose is going to go by himself. No. Close the door, maybe.
He's going to play this off angle here. Shots are coming out, so he knows that there's going to be some activity, at least one, but he doesn't expect his 2 players are going to be the opposite side there. He's going to get that high rate of fire boost. Might be able to clutch this out, but it's Relyks coming around the corner confidently. Had his teammates back. He also had that paranoia too, so that's always going to be very helpful on those exchanges. Calypso is going to make his way over. And Akis, he did TP, but will get punished by Mitch. Relyks hanging out right on the opposite side of this dark cover. Calypso's going to be over at the ramp side. Hearing those shots, Relyks knows exactly where this guy is going to be. He's got that dart just dangling outside of him. But anyway, this is looking fantastic for Cloud9 so far. I think this is not worth to lose the op here. Want to try and hold on to those weapons. Maybe get an exit frag or two. Something to try and hurt this economy that Cloud9 have been building up.
Relyks is going to push even and grab Calypso, and they know where the last one is too. Mitch will come around the corner to take out a finesse, but what we're seeing right now is Catwalk is abusable. Tenz has walked up by himself pretty much sometimes. This time he wasn't even needed. They go through Catwalk, and because of the pressure that they've given, kind of had to give it up, but they don't even have the door closing from Kaboose to make it so that they have a little bit more time, and that actually caused Akis' teleport, his ultimate, from B to A to be way too late. He can't even put it to somewhere where he can help the original approach, which is essentially what you want to use that ult for. You could have basically ran on foot. They've got to find some way to lock down this Catwalk, as well as do what they've been doing on B main, which is getting some space and pushing them back a little slow.
They're doing it on this eco round. Tenz goes in, gets punished from a Sheriff mummAy. They're going to have that man advantage. And these are always the rounds, Balla, that are just odd to me. It's like you got big boy guns, and then Cloud9 just managed to waltz onto the site willy-nilly. But then for some reason on the eco rounds, the Sheriff shots, they land.
I gotta stop doubting Cloud9. This is ridiculous. They're literally just feeling themselves. Relyks is in mid by himself. He's not gonna get too committed to this, but still working the angles, clearing out the space, giving him room, and taking the space so that they can actually approach over towards A. He even clears in to mummAy, but then backs up as he misses those shots. Relyks not gonna try to join his team. There's gonna be a molly out for Calypso, but he's got to hold on against 3.
Gets sent right back. Holding on to this next layer in case they try and get aggro onto the site, but it doesn't happen. So they're going to go all the way back over to mid. B is wide open, ripe for the picking. Relyks does fall. So they should see this transition over to mid, but Mitch was streets ahead. He knew exactly what he needed to do there, and he manages to get that shot off. But they only have a few seconds remaining, and Akis could actually play spoiler here if he gets the shot on the right player at the right time. Looking for one, looking for a second. Then they won't have time. They will not have time. Shinobi. Oh, that is unfortunate. Literally by the second, the millisecond, does not happen.
Finally, a round for terrific.
They needed it, man.
Teeth too. They did need it. And I'm wondering, there was just basically some hesitation from Cloud9 after we didn't find anything from Relyks in mid, and he didn't find anything on A. And by the time he made his teleport, got sent back instantly. They realized and played out from that. So interesting situations unfolding. But I think Cloud9 is in very heavy control of this game.
Indeed, they are. It's looking great so far for Cloud9 and friends, as we have been told previously.
Alex is going to continue to work mid again. And again, more pressure on A main. Tenz hasn't gone back to Catwalk since I basically pointed that out. And nice little cyber cage to actually cut off the doorway. There's going to be Hunter's Fury on the entry as well. Paranoia through into the mid. It's Kaboose inside his sight, Calypso on the other side, so they're playing by themselves, and they will make it work so far. Tenz now the last remaining boss forward, and Kaboose will end up falling to him. Now they've got some room on the sight. mummAy misses the very important opportunity for Mitch, and he will make them pay.
Mitch, where have you been all my life? My word, he's been dominating. Here comes Akis, the last player left alive here. Maybe you can try and just burst through the door like Kool-Aid Man style. Oh, he got called out. Not really going to work out there. They're opening the door and they're going after him. Tenz doesn't care about you. Tenz doesn't care. He's paranoid, but he's got the classic out. He just does a little keep away there, Akis, just to get away from this whole fight. Maybe he can actually make them pay for trying to go on the hunt. Yeah, well, no, I respect that though. You know, they were just trying to just end him.
And we're gonna go into the last round of the half here. Terrific has not found anything, even though they finally got one. And it was an eco round that they ended up winning, so it was pretty much one that they shouldn't have won. Timing from C9 was not good enough, no matter what. I think it's just basically been the story of C9's hitting every shot, and Terrific is just missing. I know that's very basic. There were some things that ended up falling for Terrific early. The cat control was one of them. They had some success on A main, but they can't do both at the same time, so they're working that A really, really well. Finally, though, Tenz is pushing towards B this time, and he has the Cloud Burst. He's dashed onto the site before. Akis is here holding the Paranoia.
Waiting for this push to come through. The moment it does, Paranoia played out, and then maybe Finesse can pick up 1 or 2 kills within the days of the state that Cloud9 would be in. On the opposite side, you have Omen working over toward mid. Vice going to be playing out toward A side, waiting for anyone trying to go in for a flank. Nothing yet, and with the mid being basically wide open, they can move across this if they want to. They have the coverage there. This is a bit of a disciplined defense here from Together We're Terrific. No, they want this 8-4 conclusion going into the attacking side for the half. Cloud9, though, they have not missed a single shot. You're so right there, Bala. Been disgusting to watch.
I like the adjustment that they made on A, but it's an approach on B this time, and Akis is going to take a one-on-one against Tenz. Finesse is in this logs area. Through the cyber cage, you can get possibly 2 multi-kill potential, but misses it finally. We even have an op still inside of B main. Tenz is going to finally clean that up, and they will have time to plant the spike this time, but Kaboose is running fast on the site, tries to take out Mitch.
Mitch is so weak up top here. Kaboose. Yeah, no, Tenz was also going to be struggling real bad. Mitch is going to be tucked away in the back here. 2 players left alive. Here comes Relyks. Mitch is going to bring him in to give his teammates some support now. Get the numbers in their favor, but the kills continuing to come on through. Now it's going to be left up to Shinobi, just 30 HP. And Together We Are Terrific will manage an 8-4 on the defensive side. You know, hey, better than going 9-3. I know this seems very John Madden-esque of me, but in a sense, which I feel like some teams have figured it out. Others clearly have kind of just been playing for picks and doing it a little bit more of like the Puggy style. I think that this is definitely the best result for Terrific given how things have unfolded. They lost so many rounds in a row too, man. That has to hurt.
Yeah, it does. But one bright side I think I see is that C9 has kind of slowed down. Obviously, they lose that last round, but the remaining probably 4 or 5 rounds of that half were much more scrappy. And we had players individually stepping up for Terrific. They might not have been winning every single round, but that might be a sign that Cloud9 is slowing down a little bit, but switching up on the defense now. How's they gonna play, and how is Terrific going to start to put the pressure on them? It's an A main approach again on this pistol round.
Makes sense to try and tackle this A main here. Just one choke, but you can push out of this, and with the utility dropping some smokes down, you also will have the Reyna, which will, in the attacker side, or I should say for the pistol round, it's a plus. Get these 2 rounds in, and it could be huge for you. Vice does get called out at the last moment, but Tenz gets the kill out of the gate. But he's going to get blocked off. Will not be able to join his teammates in trying to get this site back in, so he needs to hack his way through this doorway. While all that's going on, Mitch gets 2, Mitch gets 3. There's only going to be 1 player left alive, And it's Shinobi who gets it. Kaboose on the outside on A main. That's going to be a wrap there for the round. And look, not to sugarcoat it, dude. Terrific needed that round big time. Big time.
They did. And Mitch is going to shut it right down. Tenz starts things off. And that's the time, the buying time that you basically need on that A site that we didn't see out of Terrific. They ended up falling time and time again really early as they're just basically pouncing onto the A sites. Tenz gets the opening basically through the cloudburst, and then he's in safety. The other player on the site backs up, buys enough time, and then Mitch is there to basically run on and rampage through 3 players on the retake as they're trying to plant the spike. So difficult to hang on when there's that much pressure.
So as you see here, only pistols are going to be available for our attacking team. And don't worry about the sides there. Colors are a little off because obviously, you know, spectator things. Mitch continuing on his slaying ways from that last round, a headshot with the Ghost. He's just going to keep using that weapon to great effect. Tenz with his favorite gun, clearly. But actually getting owned there by mummAy on the entry. Interesting. And a good use. They were anticipating that he would be in that corner with the judge, given how Tenz likes to play. Very aggro with that shotgun. So they're going to rip that gun away from him.
Still, though, the man advantage for Cloud9, and they still have the weapon advantage just to judge, and they're all going to be playing long-range angles now, knowing that Tenz was down. Even have a pretty decent informational setup here on A. Cypher will be able to spot it out, but Relyks is rotating. Vice will have to do a little bit of work on his own to actually make this round very, very nice. Where is he? He's playing up at Heaven too, so if he falls, or if he even...
No, he
he can back up. He doesn't need to really do much after one, and even now, still not going to be able to grab that Spectre, so the weapon advantage still in the hands of Cloud9. They're going to be able to wait and basically go for it, but this judge close range could make them... Oh, a jump shot!
That's the problem. That's the problem there, Balla, because now that he has the judge and all the 2 members are actually going to be coming from the scaffolding. If he goes for the jump up, there's no penalty with that angle. Only 1 more remaining, but Mitch manages to clutch up again for Cloud9. And he had the angle. Oh, dude, that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was really close, and they all came from that Heaven position. You were pointing out, rightly so. It was going to be difficult for them to move out because he could just make those jump peaks work, but I think he expected the last player not to be coming from that. Based again on what I said, they knew he had the judge, they knew he would play those close angles, and then he also gave up his position. So expecting the last player coming through doors, unfortunately, it will not work. mummAy almost had it in his hands, the thrifty round win, but it will fall out, slip out, a little too top right now. 3 rounds.
In any of this. He was bringing up Grease out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. Like pizza grease or Travolta?
I'm not interacting with this at all. You're on your own here.
Well, Tenz is going to be on his own here in a little bit as well with this judge again. I mean, he's been living this life, and I'm all for it. As soon as he gets the call, he's going to dart in. Watch. Going in for this. They know that he's right outside. Dun-dun, dun-dun. It's like a shark in the water, but Tenz does not find a target. Instead, it's going to be Shinobi with the cheeky shock arrow, actually punishing over on the cubby. Like to see that one played out. Shinobi does need to be careful here not to get tagged. Paranoia won't do all that much, but he'll still have an angle up above and does land those shots. Still holding this one down as best he can. I think that was a dink there on, no, it wasn't on the Omen, but there goes Relyks to help him out. Calypso on site by himself, Relyks on cleanup, and that is 11 rounds for Cloud9. And kudos to Mitch, Tenz, and Relyks for how they've been playing. But also, I want to give a shout out to Shinobi because, you know, a lot of people are going to look at the stats, Balla, and they're going to be like, ah, Shinobi, you know, bottom fragging. But what are you supposed to do when you have teammates that literally every round are just getting 2Ks, 3Ks, 4Ks? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and he's doing the job that he needs to do, especially now on this defense side on A. Every time he's been good for one and not making them have a position where they can actually win the round after taking the sites. So I say job well done from Shinobi.
That wasn't the most glamoring attacking side, but on defense, yeah, 100%. Tenz going to forego the close range action and go for that off there. Also in the back was Mitch. Oh my word, Mitch. Maybe it's the Elder Flame. I don't know. But whatever it is certainly working out. Relyks, he hits that paranoia as well inside of the mid. And while mummAy will punish him for that blind TP, still did manage to accomplish his task. mummAy has now been called out. They're going to swarm around him. Tenz has an angle, and they are now at match point. Ball at Cloud9 is on fire.
12-4, a scoreline I did not expect, especially given the last time that these two teams met up in the T1 Invitational. In the group stage best of 3 that they played, it was a 2-0 stomp for Together We Are Terrific. Obviously a different lineup. Obviously Cloud9 has gotten some wind under their sails after that week, because this is just dominating performance from everybody on the team. It's not just Tenz. Relyks is showing up in spades this time. And of course the rest of them contributing as well. Basically more of a team effort than just Tenz from the previous times we've seen it.
And Mitch has also been a consistent for this team too. The conversation is typically, hey, you know, you guys got Tenz, you have Relyks, when are you going to sign Mitch? And I definitely agree with that sentiment. Match point pressure certainly going to be on here for Together We're Terrific. They're going to look Kaboose to enter in with the Lear. Vice is going to get the call. They know that they're going to go fast here, and Vice playing all the way back on site. They do get control of B, but they have to clear it out completely. Relyks is going to get picked off in the backfield. Shinobi now with the Odin. Does he actually hit him with this? The Odin's Bane, but finally through the dark cover. He had enough shots to be able to do it. Locates Akis. But they will have the man advantage. Mitch needs to bring his teammate back with a res here, potentially, if they want to. They don't necessarily need to invest into this.
On the angle. And now they don't have the space. They don't have the room. He's going to try to bait it. They're going to have to just basically run through and probably save the weapons.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough. And that kill is going to get wiped away. He actually uses the Blade Storm. I mean, it's mostly just to try and keep them inside of the base here, because this is going to be very expensive for them if they stay inside. They have no choice but to leave. And they have to get out of dodge quickly, and they've just wasted everything for that. And Tenz manages to stay alive with an op.
He got an operator too. He picked... Wow.
Well, they just made that round. Yeah, it's great you won it, but guess what? It costs you everything.
Yeah, I need to see the money now, see if they even have anything to be able to buy into this. Probably not, is my guess. They do have, okay, light armor, Vandals probably across the board. So should be, you know, at least fighting chances, but that was well done. That's the problem of that B site when you do take it. If the other team decides, hey, we're not going to be able to win the round, but we can hold you. We can keep you right in this, and you will die with the spike. Maybe we will too, but who cares in this case? That's why he wanted that res so bad.
Very heads-up play by Cloud9, making it expensive for them, and thus that much more difficult to try and mount any kind of comeback here. Still going to be match point for Cloud9, Bala. Pressure is on for Together We Are Terrific, and you had mentioned before you thought that this was going to be a much closer affair. And granted, this is only going to be game one in a best of 3, but so far, statement has been made by C9. They are a force to be reckoned with.
I like how they're not, you know, they're still playing as hard as possible to just close this match out, not give any room. We saw a couple, like, you know, slight comebacks that could have changed the stories yesterday in those stomps that we witnessed. But this time it looks like Cloud9 wants to end this instantly. A nice scouting TP from Relyks is going to spot them all coming up mid, and now they just have to hang on. There's a Hunter's Fury from Shinobi. He's going to pick up one, but FNS and crew have gotten 2 as well. Kaboose, though, in the sights, they have made this work really well. Tenz is still up, though, but the spike backing all the way up. Look at the position of the attacking Cypher. He's all the way up in heaven. It's FNS. And Tenz has no clue.
Yeah, if he hits this shot, it would have been great. Obviously, a great mid-range, or sorry, a great mid shot to try and slow down that rotation, but it doesn't really matter. They managed to get there freely. They'll put this one down. Vice will chill out over at the B site. Waiting to see if they're going to go on a hunt. But what was a bit of a lofty... Oh, that is... Okay, game?
What?
I mean,
Hello?
I'm pretty sure Riot said it was line of sight, you know, but... fine.
I was going to say that's a sick dart to be able to land there.
Yeah,
look at the position of the Sova, by the way. Like, that's a nuts arrow.
Yeah.
But I guess it just doesn't work out.
But, like, he was literally looking at it, though. Like, it's just so stupid. Oh, man. All right. Match point for C9, regardless. A long road up ahead. They can put together 2 rounds here, I think. But even then, sometimes on these eco rounds, man, like when you half buy or whatever, like then teams just play like gods. It just doesn't make any kind of sense to me. So,
I mean, they did put down TSM in their final map, basically on an eco round, basically on a round like this where Tenz has a judge. They might have 1 saved weapon and the rest are just pistols. That is how these rounds end up going, and you know, it doesn't matter.
It really do be like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you do it. You just do it. Put them down, win the game, move on to the next map. That's what C9 is thinking, obviously. And Terrific is making sure they play as cautiously as possible. Every weapon down, every kill accrued from Cloud9 is going to make their job so much more difficult on this comeback that, you know, it's a possibility 6 rounds of match point they need to get through before tying it up and going to sudden death, though. That is a journey, like you said.
I know that they're very concerned about this transition here in mid, and which is the reason why they're going slowly, checking all the corners, but Tenz going to be hanging out over by mid cubby. Kaboose with the first blood, though. We'll get the kill, and I think that camera might... No, it does not spot Tenz. He's still here.
Doesn't matter, though.
B site's open. Yeah, they're going to go right inside of this one and place the spike.
Don't want to get held in again. Calypso's close by. He's going to dash forward. That gives Mitch the ability to get the kill, but mummAy has to retreat instantly as Tenz is coming through as well. Get the Phantom, and they are... Spike is still not down, by the way. They have so much time to actually put it. Shinobi's still up. Tenz is going to dash forward into the button. There's still 1 player in B main to hold that flank. We can make them hurt here. But there we go. Finesse onto Vice. mummAy onto Shinobi. Tenz is the last player. And Finesse will put him down as well. 1 of those 6 rounds accrued. And they're on a 3-round win streak. Things are looking pretty decent here for Terrific.
Yeah, I had mentioned earlier, right? With that win, they can scrape together a few more out of that. I think it was like 2 wins. Now, though, they will have some guns. But it's also the momentum, too, right? Not just the numbers, but the momentum. Together, we are Terrific. They thrive off of this. When Kaboose gets a hot hand, he becomes very scary to deal with. Doesn't matter who you are. Oh, boy. But Tenz is going to go right into the safety of the dark cover. It was a good thing that that was there. No one's connected with a shot with Tenz, despite him just b-hopping his way all the way around. But there's Kaboose. There's Kaboose. He's inside of sight here. Oh, he has to be careful. A player with the Odin by the button. He's going to get the shot through the wall. Oh, I love that play. Spike is still going to be down, though. In the back, and while all this is going on, Mitch, he's just chopping him up like mincemeat. Only 1 player left alive. It's going to be Akis. He's in mid. They know exactly where he is. He's playing this angle aggressively to see if he can get that 1-tap headshot onto the Sage. But now he's going to make his way around A, and just wild how this round unraveled in a heartbeat.
Camera will spot him up. A big journey for Akis. 1 versus 3 to hold on to the chances for Terrific on this map, but maybe also a chance to reset. Vice is going to drop down in hell to try to take this 50-50, and Akis is going to go for it. There it is. The round lost, and the game won for Cloud9. 13-7, an easy affair. It felt like the entire time. Terrific showed some signs of life, but not enough. As we move on to map 2, it's going to be split.
Great game across the board for Cloud9. It started off with multiple rounds where multi-kills are coming in from individual players. Tenz, Relyks, Mitch.